Alright folks, and welcome back to West of Loathing. If everything goes well today, this will be the last episode. So let's get into it. Let's finish up what we need to do. So first off, I figure let's visit this custard stand. Oh, hello, got a skeleton here. This one is wearing rusted antique conquistador armor caked with mud and rotting seaweed and waving a waterlogged old blunderbuss. Let's insult them. Should I be afraid of you? Are you kidding me? You didn't even survive getting off the boat. Hiss. Oh, I'm shaking in my boots. My boots, which are nice and dry, because I didn't fall off a galleon and drown on my way to conquering a foreign land. Maybe you should have a pool noodle instead of that blunderbuss, El Capitano Cinco de Moron. Skeleton gets so angry he can't even aim properly anymore. He petulantly throws the gun on the ground and storms away. There we go, muck-clogged blunderbuss. Generally prefer antique weapons to be less choked with sea filth, but I guess this is better than no blunderbuss at all. Alright, so last custard stand. Let's see what Doc has to say. Well, it's certainly the last custard stand I've seen. Is it also the first one you've seen? Yep, that too. Hi. Well, howdy there. Welcome to the last custard stand. I'm Custard Man Stan, and I make custard like only Custard Man Stan can. Care to try some? Tell me about your custard stand, Custard Man Stan. Not much to tell. Just a plain, honest custard stand selling plain, honest custard. That's the last one? What, like the last one before you get to Frisco, or last one in the whole territory? Last one in the whole world, so far as I know, but I can't swear to that. You sure it isn't the first? Yep, the first was also mine. Farther up north. Whole operation was ate by wasps, stand and all. Ooh, give me some of those sweet custards. So, they have a variety of different custards. We can't really eat anything, but to know that this is available, and they each give 9 to one of your 6, or one of your 3M stats. So, it's pretty awesome. You and your custard. Alright. Well, the other thing, before we head to Frisco, we should make some more lassos. Found a goblin wearing a battered cowboy hat, 2 large spurs, and a rusty sheriff's badge. Seems extremely excited to have spotted you, though tries to put on a stern face it can't mask its glee. Freezing, crime steward! You're underneath arrest! What? Why? Well, what did I doing? Crimes? You so much criming? I never am criming. Telling it at judge, crimes doer. Let's talk to it. What makes you say I'm a crimer? Well, looking at you. Looking at all this criming. Alright, let's intimidate him. Ha! You think you could take me alive? You better rounding up a posse if you're thinking to arrest me. Okay. Waiting here. I am right back. Goblin scampers away, presumably to round up a posse. Well, that was pretty easy. Alright. Let's go and check out some of the leather and make some more lassos. Make some stuff out of smoldering leather. And yeah, we might as well use the infernal leather since we're not going to use it. It's kind of a waste, but whatever. I'll be back once I've made all the lassos. Okay, and we have all of our lassos ready to go. So now it's time we track down that no-good Norton. The bleeping of the Elverbaro transporter leads us to hulking robot. Let's approach it. Boom. Haha, robot. We are strong. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Force the robot back into shutdown mode, and the vulture reclaims its perch. Alright. Gotta get that train back. This is embarrassing. Norton's taking the train off somewhere in the desert. You have to find him. I'll see what I can do, Smitty. But first, I have a date with a little something that I saw here in Cluncy's. There it is. Oh boy, another spittoon. Let's go. What's with the excitement? I've given up. This is the last spittoon in the game, and I'm not going to try and convince you to not be the most disgusting person on Earth anymore. Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah, search that filthy spittoon. Kneel down on the floor and throw your arms around the spittoon, giving the greasy brass bucket a big hug. How about a kiss? Would you like to kiss it? Oh, you know it, baby. You pucker up and give the spittoon a great big kiss right on the rim. Is there tongue involved? Well, I'll leave that to you. But even without it, it tastes like a burning horse. I love it. I know you do, friend. And if it were legal in this country, I'd let you marry that spittoon and have a beautiful romantic honeymoon night with it. But unfortunately, you're going to have to settle for wearing it as a hat. Yes, please. Flip the beautiful blast bucket over your head and slap it onto your head, drenching yourself in hot brown tobacco spit. It washes down over your face, your hair like a sewage waterfall, soaking your clothes, running down your collar and slithering into your underwear and filling your boots. I can't even force myself to describe it in more detail than that. You are the world's foulest human being. Congratulations. And we got the spittoon hat. Hooray! Alright, and of course we can't wear it because we have the hard hat on. But we do in fact have a spittoon hat here. How awesome is that? Well, I'll be a new face. I'm Cluncy. Make yourself a home. Thanks, I'm Gus Gustavo. New to town? I've been helping Manifest Destiny get the rail tracks laid. We're very, very close, but haven't finished yet. Sounds like you could use a drink. Alright, what have you got? So obviously he's got a few drinks here, and each one also gives a boost in one of your 3M's stats. So it's pretty good. What's with the huge brawl going on over there? Oh, them fellas are always blowing off steam. I just let them go ahead and keep get their aggressions out. As long as they keep over there away from what furniture I've got left. I see. What can you tell me about Frisco? Oh, fine town. A fellow named Samson Frisco founded it way back when the mines first opened out this way and everyone caught the fever. Mining fever? Yep, the kind you get from breathing too much dirt. Frisco was a doctor, you see. Ah, gotcha. Bye-bye, barman. Alright. Well, that is it for Frisco. It's time. Let's go confront Norton. Hello, Doc. Hello, Charlie. Let's go. You jump onto Charlie's back and ride like the wind, following the railroad tracks back in the desert. When you finally catch up, you stand on Charlie's saddle and leap onto the back of the train, just barely catching the edge of the roof and pulling yourself up. Here's hoping you don't have to do that again. Your stuntman could have been killed. Looks like Alice decided not to join you on account of not having a stuntman. So you're on your own until you get back to Frisco. Whew. There's Norton. Let's climb down. You can search through here. And hey, we need to bump up our safe cracking level, looks like. There we are. Perfect. Cargo car key. Let's unlock that. Norton scurries forward on the roof. We got these dudes. Whoop. Hello. Bop, 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 bop. Down. Pick the lock. Nice. Alright, here's the dining car. It's one of those fancy silver dome things on it. Let's investigate. You've never wanted anything more in your life than you want to lift up this dome and see what's under it. But you're not sure you can muster the amount of culinary expertise it requires to properly reveal a dish of such presumed quality. Let's do it. And voila! Oh, just a cream pie. Shaving cream? What kind of lunatics are running the food service on this train? Yuck. Alright, and the next door is welded shut. There's Emperor Norton. Let's throw the pie! Blap. Take that. Alright. Oh, there's a ne'er-do-well. Nicely scrawled note. Note says, I've hidden the key to the forward passenger car in my luggage to make it easier for me to murder everyone in the sleeper car. Sincerely, the train murderer. P.S. Come to the roof of the sleeper car in the next 55 minutes if you want a murdering. Crazy. Alright, let's check inside the first one. Oh, hello, sir. Is there something wrong? Nothing you need to worry about, kid. I'm on the trail of, bad guy. Do you mean a murderer, sir? I'm pretty sure there's one on this train, and they don't call me the world's greatest detective for nothing. What's your name, kid? I probably shouldn't say, sir. There might be copyright thing. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure you can handle this. Just let me ask you one question, and then you should lock your door after I'm gone. I understand, sir. What would you like to know? Are you on the roof of this train? Excuse me? The murderer left a note saying he's on the roof of this train, are you? No, sir. I'm in the passenger compartment. Right. Good. That'll be all. I'm a regular Hercule. Open the next door, there's a portly man in a dapper gray suit with a tiny, meticulously waxed mustache, and not, I'd like to clarify, an enormously bushy one. Excusez-moi, is there some way I may be of assistance, monsieur? Sorry to bother you, but there's a murder on the loose, and I'm checking the passenger compartment. This is very serious, mon ami. Allow me to proffer you the use of my little gray cells. I don't know what that means, but don't thank you. Let me just ask you one question. Well, certainly. I am at your service. Are you on the roof of this train? The roof of the train, monsieur. Right now. That's right. None. I am here in conversation with you. Good. That is all. Let's check the third one. Open the door and find nobody inside. Since the note from the murderer said he was going to be on the roof of the train, it means he couldn't be in his passenger compartment. And since there's no one inside the passenger compartment, whoever on the compartment belongs to can only, by process of elimination, be on the roof. Which means the person who rented this compartment must be the murderer. Probably. The only clue you find in here is the luggage ticket, though, and it has the number 3 on it. Let's check the fourth one. Only passenger in here is a middle-aged woman who's writing something in a notebook. She looks up as you enter and greets you with a friendly northeastern accent. Why, hello, is there something you need, dear? Sorry to bother you, ma'am, and I don't want to alarm you, but there's a murder on board the train and I'm investigating. A murder on the train? My goodness, that'd be a wonderful premise for my next novel. Sure, why not? Anyway, I just need to ask you one question. Go right ahead, dear. According to my evidence, the murderer is on the roof of the train. Are you on the roof of the train? No? No, dear. All right, thanks for your time. Would you like a meat pie? They're homemade. No, thanks. Just have a look at this playing card before you go. Goodbye. All right, we got a passenger car key, bag number 3, and the key to the passenger car. That's very strong corroborating evidence for who the murderer is. But you know what? We need to take care of the train murderer first. We can't shirk duties as the sole detective on this train. It's the train murderer, as advertised. Woo! Let's give him the old 1, 2, 3 punch. Bap, bap, bidap. You put an end to the train murderer's reign of murder. You rifle through his pockets, they're empty except for his luggage tag. Turns out his tag number's 3. Hooray! Now we can unlock. Let me get the passenger car, 1 car back from the locomotive, which may be confusing if you thought locomotive meant the entire train. So I could just say engine, except that also refers to the engine itself, that is the actual steam engine that makes the train go. Anyway, and not just the frontmost car of the train. Anyway, you're the passenger car. Suddenly, Norton clambers in the window. He must have dramatically clung to the side of the train in order to reveal at the last minute that he hadn't actually been defeated. He runs into the, frontmost car of the train and locks the door. What a jerk. Maybe you can get some of the passenger to help break down the door and arrest him? Or maybe you just kick the door down and shoot him until he can't bother anybody anymore. Up to you. Alright. So a few of these people will just plain ignore you. This is where you could get the Sudoku guy. This is where you could get the sleeping guy if you wake him up, and this is where you can get the bird lady, and also meet Russell again. But if you're in a hard hat playthrough, you can't do any of those. So first off, let's get this guy. Hey buddy, you okay? It's a lie. We're not going to get to Frisco. Frisco probably doesn't even exist. They've been testing how long to see if we can survive on complimentary peanuts and bottled water, and now they're driving us to the desert to some kind of government camp. They're going to use our organs to fuel alien flying machines. Let's snap them out of it. Whap, whap, whap. Whap. Oh. Sorry. Yes, I lost you for a second there. Feel better? He rubs his jaw. Well, yes and no. Listen, we're going to get to Frisco, but we first got to bust into the locomotive up front and arrest this crazy guy. I need some volunteers. Okay, I'm in. If I have to stay here doing nothing for much longer, I'll probably flip out again. Alright. I should mention that you can't get enough passengers, so there's no real point in going through it. I'm just going through it so you guys can see some of these interactions. Alright. This lady is doing some knitting. Excuse me, ma'am. Whatever it is, I want no part of it. I keep very much to myself, and I have no desire to get involved. Thank you very much. Come on, this is important. The crazy guy stole the train, and I need help arresting him or you never get to Frisco. I'm sure everything will sort itself out in the end. In the meantime, I have plenty of wool. I'll threaten her. You pick the far end of the scarf and pull on the trailing length of yarn. 3 or 4 rows unravel. Hey, here now. Just what do you think you're doing? Lady, are you going to help me arrest the nut in the driver's compartment, or are we going to find out the answer to the age-old question, how long's a piece of string? All right. Anything to get off this train and away from you faster. Okay, good. And lastly, talk to the little girl who's bored out of her mind. Hi there, busy? No, all my toys and friends are in our luggage, and it's boring, and I hate it. Do you want to help me out with something really important? Huh? Like what? Well, the bad guy took over the engine car, and I need some people to help me break down the door and arrest him. What? Mister? I'm just a little girl. Hey now, that's not a good attitude. Don't let anyone ever tell you can't do something just because you're a girl. But, okay, yeah, we'll bust that crook's face in. That's the spirit. But you gotta pay me in advance. Oh, you're learning a little too fast. I like stuffed animals. How about a teddy bear? Carnival trash. Maybe if you had a whole set of 3, that'd be okay. I do, in fact. The girl takes the trio of plush animals and judges them with a critical eye. Not very cuddly, but they're cute, I guess. Okay, mister, you got a deal. Awesome. Alright. Let's see if we can confront Norton now. Open up, Norton. No! Alright, then I'm coming in. Oh, yeah? You in what army, tough guy? Glance back at the passengers. So, can't get 4 passengers, or at least I don't know of anyway, 2 on hard hat mode. But it's just gonna be just me. Alright. So Emperor Norton can actually have stats up to over 1,000 on some of these things. But we have timed it carefully so that that is not the case. And as such, all I need is a little 1, 2, 3. Bat, boom. Uncle! Well, that's one way to deal with an antagonistic bureaucrat. Not strictly speaking a legal or moral way, but it's hard to argue with success, especially when you're dealing with a crazy dude who poisoned your eyes and kidnapped an entire train. Hooray! Oh, wow. Well, that is it. Let's talk to Smee. Did it. Thanks, boss. No problem. We got track laid right up to the station now. The first ever cross-territory railroad, thanks to the Manifest Destiny Railroad Company and Principal You. Did a good job, Gustavo. Don't mention it. Talk to Doc. We made it. We got all the way west. Sure did. Looks like we're on the home stretch now. Home stretch? There's always one last quest. You know that. Well, what do you think we should do next? Yeah, looks like you saved the day, Gus. I knew you had it in you. I couldn't have done without you. Alice, come on. Let's go check out the final cutscene. I sure hope there's a happy ending. I love happy endings. Alright. This is it. The end of the story. Let's check it out. Someone on that train got a job as a projectionist. Would you like to watch the movie? It's free because movies have only recently been invented and nobody has figured out they can charge for them yet. Yep. Some folks say endings don't matter. But other folks, they like to know how things turn out. The consequences of their actions like. With the trains running again, Frisco thrived. People came from all over to seek their fortunes. But thanks to you, they didn't have to do it while on fire because some cow attacked their wagon. There we go. It's a bustling little town there. You got some bakers and one of the passengers there. Nice. Sleeping dude is there as well from the passenger compartment. Alright. It's a nice little town there. With the railroad completed and Norton ousted, Smee found himself out of a job, but in of an opportunity. After being elected mayor, he managed the growth and infrastructure of Frisco with compassion and pragmatism. In 1944, Frisco was named Most Reasonable City by the Tuesday Evening Post. And there it is. What a reasonable city. And there's Smee standing out front of City Hall, keeping things all nice and organized. Dissatisfied with the thought of returning to her old life in Boring Springs, Doc Alice opened a free clinic in Frisco and lived out the rest of her days as a practicing doctor. Frisco's loose moral atmosphere and the opening of the mercury mine a ways down the peninsula meant she stayed too busy to worry much for most days. Clinic was so important to Frisco's eventual countercultural movement that a popular song was written about it. The refrain was, "You can get rid of anything you want at Alice's clinic." There they are. All the people in line. Sure, Alice can take care of them. After she finished getting the Baker Boys up and running, Louise moved to Frisco and opened her own shop specializing in artisanal breads and pies. Oh, look at that. Delicious breads and pies. Got nice pie saves. Thanks to your assistance, Hobart Buppert got a photography bug. Or should we say, the photography owl. Anyway, he opened an art gallery so the citizens of Frisco would never again have to suffer from the inability to see pictures of owl skeletons whenever they wanted. There it is. So you can just go in there and look at owl skeletons whenever you want to. Isn't that great? Kurtz left the fort, set up shop in Frisco. His fitness group skyrocketed in popularity. The growth was entirely due to word of mouth because the first rule of Kurt's Fit is that you cannot stop talking about Kurt's Fit. Kurt's till it hurts. It's fun. It's a playoff of CrossFit. No Kurt's pain, no Kurt's gain. The cultists you rescued eventually joined a different cult, but the new one is quite a bit safer than the old one since it's mostly about annoying people on the streets instead of unearthing ancient evil destructors. Nice. Just keep shoving flowers in people's faces. It's an odd cult. With your help, the professor gained enough knowledge about Elverbrada technology to start building his own. He opened a very successful consumer technology store in Frisco, and for decades, people spent all their time staring at little computers in their hands instead of talking to one another. Boop, boop, boop. El vibrato. Is that the latest version there, Professor? Showing it off? It looks just like the old model. The performers you sent to Dirtwater formed the greatest band in the history of music. The perfect unison of percussion, strings, and technology, they immediately secured their place in the cultural history of Loathing. Their songs were innovative, their stage presence was spectacular, and the liner notes on their albums were extremely clever and interesting. They called themselves the Aristocrats. Oh yeah! The gang's all here. It's a bopping band. Woo! There's Lloyd there. Hello, Lloyd. Buffalo Bill retired from the killing trade and made a killing opening a restaurant in Frisco. There it is, Buffalo Wild Wings. Nice. You solved 6 of Breadwood's problems. With the increase in morale and civil resources, they were able to clear the weeds from the road and fix the well and broken hitching post. There was even enough left over to give the mayor's office a new coat of paint, refresh the facade on the Buttery Biscuit, and add a second story to the bunkhouse. Nice. It's all fixed up. To get the horse into rehab, you'd have to do the Ghostwood quest, which is impossible on hard mode, because that takes 2 days to do. Yeah, that's a nice bunkhouse there. His job of guarding Curly's meat finished, Holloway moved on to the next chapter of his tragic life. You're guessing he'll turn up in another game someday. There's Holloway's hideaway. And it looks like the squirrels have been around here. Chuck continued to run his blood and breakfast without incident, accident, scandal, or allegation for many years. There it is. Now, Chuck. You and your weird speech impediment. You won 4 of the reenactment scenarios at Fort Memorial. They still talk about you. Hey, remember that Gus fella came through here? Yeah, he was really good at this game. Do we have any more root beer? With your help, Roy Bean's Jelly Bean Museum became the talk of the town. Well, first they had to build a town nearby, but once they did, hoo-wee. There it is. Nice. Dirtwater became, relatively speaking, a thriving metropolis. Thanks to your efforts as commerce ambassador and all-around helpful stranger, the once sleepy town became a shining oasis in a barren land. Every man, woman, and child in the town knew your name. They even put up a little plaque with your name on it in the old room at the Jewel. Nice. Still sleep fighting. Lloyd's there. Nice. Chuck. And the postman's there. Yeah. Lots of people. It's great. Alright. As for you, after your adventure, you settled in Frisco and bought a very long, very narrow house, filled with souvenirs of your exploits, and started an antique hat rack collection. When you left home, you told Rufus you wanted to help people. Over the course of your adventure, you helped 75 people. You weren't whistling Dixie when you declared your intentions. If you'd been Catholic, they definitely would have sainted you if you had asked. But you wouldn't have asked because you wouldn't have wanted to be any trouble. There we are. It's a whole collection. A lot of these hats you can't get until, during the hardest hat playthrough. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, here we go. In 1906, all of the remaining cows in the west were simultaneously activated by some kind of signal from hell. They thundered east, forming a gigantic single-minded herd. Led by the infernal sadist Duke Bovicus, the cow army thundered east towards Dirtwater. Oh no! Fortunately, Barnaby Bob's gang of rodeo clowns swept in at the last minute and slaughtered the herd just before it reached Dirtwater. Unfortunately, all the townsfolk of Dirtwater had a hard time sleeping for pretty much the rest of their lives. Seriously, it was a grisly sight. So to get the best ending here, you actually have to go through Trap Bovicus, and to do that, you do need to do multiple days, so it's not possible during the hard hat run. But that is something that you can consider if you're trying to get the best ending in a normal playthrough. Thanks to your cleverness, the world is not destroyed 420 years later. On the contrary, it remains undestroyed for millennia. Future generations don't know this should thank you, but they definitely should. They continue on with their daily lives, oblivious to the dark horrors that lay trapped deep inside the earth, guarded only by a Byzantine labyrinth of alien origin. There it is. Thank you for playing, and thank you guys for watching. People that made this game, you guys did a really great job. It's a little work of art. So clever, so witty. I love it. Special thanks to all these people that worked on it. Yeah, and then of course lots of beta testers and whatnot that have been in through it. It's a great game. I would highly recommend checking it out and playing it for yourself. In a normal playthrough, you can actually do a little bit more than what you can do in a hard hat playthrough, as kind of has been evident over the entire series. So there you go. Yep, and you can also check out Kingdom of Loathing, which is kind of the original game of the Loathing series. Fantastic. Well, that is it for West of Loathing. Let's head back to Dirtwater, shall we? Come on, Charlie, let's go. Alright, and here's our little room at the Jewel Saloon. It's been a fantastic playthrough. I'd like to thank everyone that has been watching through the whole series and stuck with it. This is great. It's been a great challenge to go through it with the hard hat mode, the hardest hat difficulty. And yeah, so that is it for this series. We have successfully completed West of Loathing, the really hard way. Here are the achievements that popped up. I'll put them up there in the corner. And yeah, so that's everything that was completed during this run through. The first one is pretty much just a duplicate of the other one because we were able to complete this all in one day without fainting. So, it's fantastic. You guys have a great time, and we'll see you all in the next series. Thanks for watching.